What's up, guys, and welcome to Gamer Nation, where we're dealing with the exhaustion that we are still trying to survive from after being at Comic-Con. Whew.
I wasn't there. I'm
more so-
fully rested.
Really? With the mask on? That's just creepy and painful. Aren't you done shooting me? Are you not done shooting me? Have you not done enough?
No, I will never stop shooting you, Joven. You should know that by now.
Anyways,
Hashtag
Comic-Con.
never stop shooting Joven.
That's he's probably has that in his contract somewhere.
It's going to be.
Jovenshire.
It's going to be trending.
Anywho, Comic-Con happened, and this is the year that video games really had I think, the largest presence there, with actually revealing some new stuff, showing off some new demos, having next-gen consoles for the first time for everybody. But really, even though
Isn't
it's
it
gotten
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's supposed to be about comics.
Well, exactly, and that really says a lot about like the whole pop culture aspect of it in video games if they need to be there.
Right.
Jessica, you spent a lot of time with us
Yes.
at Comic-Con.
Sure
What did
did.
you think about the gaming presence and just the overall presence of Comic-Con and how intense it was?
Yeah, I mean, Comic-Con has grown every single year. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the people with the money kind of push the comics and the artists over to the sides of the convention center. And so you walk in, and as soon as you walk in, you see Legendary Pictures, Warner Brothers, all that like center stage. So that's been unfortunate, and there's been a lot of complaints about that. But you know, it's unfortunate. Money talks.
Yeah, it draws.
You know, I
it
mean,
definitely
that's-
draws in a lot
That's
of
what
people.
Chris Tucker would say.
Yeah.
Money does.
But as for the gaming presence, yeah, it was a lot bigger this year. But I've noticed that video game movies are becoming more prominent in society, and
Again.
because of that, they're making video games based off of those movies, based off the comic books. So that's why we're seeing more and more games. But I think it's great because not everyone gets to go to E3 or Gamescom, and this is where the real fans can come in.
Yeah.
And test out those games. the
It's
new
definitely
systems.
no PAX West or PAX Prime or PAX East.
Sure.
But it's like this was the first time that Xbox One and PS4 were available to the public to play. How do you feel about just like gaming conventions in general, Soinky? Like, do you feel that E3 is even necessary?
I feel as though none of them are necessary, but I think they're cool. I mean, it's a cool like little pomp and whatever the
Look at
presentation.
what we've got.
Yeah, it's fun, but no, they're not necessary. There's, like you said, they're the internet. There's the internet for that kind of stuff. There's TV commercials. You don't need a big convention where they have this scripted thing where it's like, look how great the Kinect is. Show him, John. And he's just like, woo, oh, woo. And then everyone's just like, that's not necessary, but I don't know.
Well, like this year, to kind of show like the scale that video games is having at Comic-Con, Ubisoft actually brought a pirate ship,
Freaking pirate ship!
which you got to go on.
Yes.
So
it
how was that
cool.
being able to play games like Ubisoft games on the ship? And
It was very cool, and it was cool that they actually sailed a pirate ship in there. I can't comment on whether this was more of a video game presence than in the past, because I've really only been to 2, so it's hard to only compare when I don't have a lot of things. But yeah, that was a huge thing. It's like you didn't see comic books doing anything like that huge to like promote a new line of comics or something. But Ubisoft got a freaking pirate ship and sailed it into the bay around the convention
with
center.
like cannons firing.
Yeah,
You're like, what was that?
cannons firing. You're like, oh, that's very well done.
Now
And
we all know the
unnecessary.
Black
Yeah.
Flag's coming out.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Definitely
Black
left
Flag's
its
coming out.
mark.
Yeah,
But,
I hope you put that much time and effort into your game as you did to sailing a pirate ship into Comic-Con. We can only hope.
Laser Guard, like Comic-Con wasn't just about the video games for you. We actually got to see some of the shenanigans, our shenanigans on the bonus video this week. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Comic-Con is fun. If you guys haven't seen that video, definitely go watch it. Well, right after this video, because it's hilarious.
I also feel like San
Not
Diego
out
Comic-Con
till
is like
the next day.
a celebration, like a coming together of all things geek culture. I mean,
Don't
we
say
have
geek
everything.
culture. It gives Joshua an erection.
So he really hates that word.
Really?
Yeah,
geek
just say
culture?
like
Direction?
nerd
What do I say?
things.
Nerddom? Nerd.
Yeah, there
what
you
is,
go.
is that okay? But nerdisms, like I don't know how to
Nerddom
use that
is
in a
fine.
complete
Nerddom?
sentence, but okay.
I
It's a
really
celebration
don't-
of nerddom.
I really
A
don't see the
celebration
difference
of
between nerd and geek. I know there is a difference. Oh man,
I just hate the word
in the comments super hard now. Nerd means this, and this, and
Right.
geek means this,
No,
this,
but
and this.
Yeah.
it's just the word to me. It's like geek. Like the word geek just bothers me.
But with wrapping up the whole video game side, like I actually spent a lot of time like in there with the video games and seeing like it was neat to show off. Like I got to play Fantasia. I played Fantasia.
Oh.
And it was fun. I'm actually looking, like I wish there weren't other people there so I can actually like really just kind of like enjoy it and smile and laugh while I was doing it. I was trying to like stay cool. I'm like, yeah. This is
You wanted
cool.
to cut loose like
What up?
Footloose?
No, I really, just, like, woohoo! But that was a lot of fun. And so
Really
like
get those
having
brooms dancing.
dance. But and so having like that was like the one moment where I remembered what Comic-Con is for everyone else. Like we can get really jaded really easily, but a fan that hasn't been able to play the Xbox One or
Right.
PlayStation 4 or Fantasia can get that opportunity, and it's amazing. So I'm glad to see that the gaming presence is opening up for Southern California, and you
that-
don't have to go to like PAX Prime for it.
I think that stuff like, I mean, Comic-Con is open to the public, so that's great. I think like stuff like E3 would be more necessary because essentially what it is it's like the video game version of a music festival.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's an entertainment thing. It's cool. You get to play stuff that's not out yet and all that kind of stuff. But stuff like E3 where it's closed to the public, it's like you can just put out ads or like hold private press conferences or whatever. So.
Doesn't need to be as extravagant
Yeah,
and
exactly.
still have the same impact. Well, there you go. So that's our opinions on Comic-Con, video games at Comic-Con, and just in other conventions in general. But enough of what we think. Now let's go to what you guys are saying and tweets from the fans. All right, so first up on Tweets from the Fans, I asked you guys, outside of the video games, like, what else did you enjoy from Comic-Con? What was the big reveal that just made your jaw drop and, like, unhinge, and you're like, Let's find out first from @GamerGuy77, who I have to agree with this one. The Walking Dead Season 4 trailer. I know this has nothing to do with video games, but oh my god, yes! I have to go back and watch like the last 6 episodes so I remember what happened.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't remember what
Kind of forgot the last 2.
It was so,
No
Short-term
way.
memory.
it was so crazy though.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
something
pretty-
happened.
Kind of.
Someone might have died.
Spoilers? Nope.
No,
don't
no spoilers.
Speak it.
No
Oh,
spoilers.
you haven't watched it.
I have not.
But the trailer
failing.
for, so this is how we're gonna relate this to video games. For those of you watching The Walking Dead, there's the big black guy that was just introduced and shown a lot in the new trailer is the voice of Coach from Left 4 Dead 2.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Zombie
Oh.
crossover.
Wait, what do you mean he was
kidding.
just introduced?
Now, he was introduced like maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago.
Into yeah.
Yeah, but then he was
last
like really
season.
just kind of there sporadically.
He was the other prisoner, right? The 2 prisoners.
no,
No, he was a part of that other team that
team
kind
that
of
came
shows
Oh
up.
yeah, that guy. Okay,
Yeah.
that guy voice coach.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, Editor West, confirm this for me. I'm more than positive, but yeah, that's Coach. So
If you're
trailer
more
looks great.
positive, then he doesn't need to check it for you.
Check it. Next we have from Skibo Brett. All the cosplay. It's so cool to see all the effort put into those outfits. Ladies and gentlemen, we went on a journey, a venture through Comic-Con to find some of the best cosplay. What was one of your favorites?
I really liked there was this little kid, he had to have been like 6 or something, but he had a fully functioning like Hellboy arm.
That was so cool.
Where like there was a giant arm around his thing, and he must have been using like some kind of
Trigger
buttons in there
mechanism?
to trigger it. But when he pressed it, the fingers would move and stuff. It was very cool.
It was adorable because his dad
Yeah.
was Deadpool next to him, and like right
Yeah.
before we were showed, he's like, we're rolling, and he's like, move the hand, son. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's parenting right
Yeah,
there.
by the way, I would totally read a Deadpool Hellboy crossover.
Oh, dude, that would be so
Totally.
good.
I would read that all day.
Now this moment from @Wolf Sorcerer, I think is the moment that stole Comic-Con. The big reveal was the Superman Batman crossover movie.
Yeah.
And the Avengers 2 is going to be Age of Ultron, which is an original story. But so yeah, there's going to be Superman in the new Batman movie. That's awesome.
Or is it Batman in the new Superman?
Who really knows anymore? But
Oh, yeah.
you can watch the video online. They have one
Directed
of the
by
actors.
Zack Snyder.
Zack
right?
Snyder.
Interesting.
The guy that did 300.
So Man of Steel had its moments of like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. But you can't doubt how awesome it would be to have a
Didn't
Superman Batman movie.
they played some quote that freaked out, like everyone freaked out
Yeah,
about?
it was the quote from The Dark Knight Returns in Part 2 where Batman actually fights Superman and kicks his ass next to like the point where he can kill him. And I don't know the quote off the top of my head. I know I'm a horrible fan, but it's like, I want you to remember what it feels like with my hand around your throat. I was the man that beat you, or something like that. And they had like this guy with the perfect voice for it, and everyone's just like, what the f?
That's like from the comics.
Yeah, that's
Man,
real.
that is like the only way you could get me to go to a Superman movie is if you promise me at some point Batman is just going to kick the crap out of me. Well played.
So we're all looking forward to that. I'm pretty stoked. I'm going to do a vlog coming up where I talk about all the different Batman movies that almost became, because there almost was a Batman versus Superman movie that would have been really cool. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for sending your tweets. Lazycorn, will you do us the honors of,
Yes, I will move us into the next segment where we pit one of our gamers against another in a battle of wits, a war of words. We call it PvP.
Today on PvP, we will be talking about whether or not marketing stunts like the Assassin's Creed pirate ship are worthwhile or a waste of money. Arguing that they are worthwhile, Lazycorn on my left, and arguing that they're a waste of money, maybe you spend that money on developing your game. We got Jovenshire on the right. We will start with the Jovenshire. You have 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, it was cool, but was it necessary? Absolutely not. Now, again, like Assassin's Creed, in my opinion, beginning a little bland, and it's not cheap to make a pirate ship. All that money could have been put towards a better multiplayer, better creative team, better story team, or just not have it there as this exclusive thing. People had to wait in, like, it wasn't even open to, like, the public. It was like you had to be on an exclusive list, and even if you're on the exclusive list, wait a really long time, so it wasn't even really for the public. It's just more of a, hey, wasn't that cool? There was a pirate ship. I heard a cannon.
Stop. Jovenshire, clearly upset that he wasn't invited to the pirate ship. We'll head over to Lazycorn now for his rebuttal. Go ahead.
First of all, your understanding of how video game development works is staggeringly idiotic. The marketing budget and the development budget are separate things. They're not taking money out of the pockets of the development budget to put into the ship. They probably just ran a few less commercials or something, and they did this awesome ship that was a lot of fun for people to see at Comic-Con, and it wasn't that hard to get on because we freaking got on. Did you forget about that? We weren't on any list. You somehow drunkenly talked your way onto that pirate ship. So it wasn't that hard to get onto. And they were letting people on it, to journalists or whatever, to play the game.
How can I
right.
forget when you've put hair cream all over me, you asshole?
What?
Really, you phrase it.
I'm very
That happened behind closed doors.
Shaving cream.
I don't
All right,
Hair cream.
moving away from this awkward moment, we're going back to Joshua for his 15 seconds of failure. Go ahead.
Still, Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed 4 has to say, all right, this much for marketing, this much for production. Even though they're separate, it still needs to be divided. Take the money that could have been put on the pirate ship, add it to development, and it's just extra. It's more. Because more money ain't bad. More money.
All right, Jovenshire, mo money, no problems. Let's go over to Lazycorn for his response. Go ahead.
Every big game has a marketing budget. They need to get the word out there that there is a new game so that they can make the money they need to make more games and keep their company going. You need to understand how business works. If you don't have a marketing department, you're going to lose money in the long run because people aren't
Stop.
going to hear about your game.
Laser-
You're wrong. The pirate ship was awesome.
Laser-
I got to dress like a pirate.
There's no public on the ship.
I got to dress like
Both
a
of you
pirate.
stop. Lazycorn arguing that the only way to get your word out about a game is with a pirate ship. Now,
The
you guys-
best and only way.
you guys will
I
decide
would market
who won.
everything with a
You
pirate
can decide
ship
for
if I could.
Lazycorn or Jovenshire. Comment in the comments below. Jessica, as always, thank you for joining us.
Thank
This has been
you.
Gamer Nation. We'll see you next time.
Follow on Twitter at JustV.
Yeah.